All right, y'all. So what's going on? I'm just, just want to get straight and over into it. Of course, there's not going to be no theatrics or anything like that. Just want to be a straight shooter about this. And consider, we'll say like the fact that I let all this play out. Holy shit, because it kind of does feel like it's been a week, but how all like up until everything how it is played up until this point, I feel I liked how I played this out because I wanted seeing how everything has unfolded up over to like close to the last close to 48 hours. But of course, I'm being less so y'all saw SmackDown hours pretty much from now from SmackDown, and Hulk Hogan be passing away. And of course, kind of hit like a shockwave throughout the world, and still kind of feels unreal. And I'll tell you that it's unbelievable how time moves too, because it's just like it almost does feel you kind of like how I'm gonna play this video, but how I'm gonna be able to talk with y'all in this tone right here. But it just goes to show you that the time, it goes on without any stopping. And I said back to work, because that letting everything play out, because I'm glad too, because I wanted, I figure I was gonna, of course, just to get this out the way, obviously, but to let a little everything play out a little more. And of course, I mean, I should have expected, as of course, Hulk Hogan being at 71, passing away, and the reaction to it, specifically Black Twitter, if I can put it that way. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like, at this point in however many years now, like, it's just like, because I don't know about y'all, but I just like, it's like every time, it's like as I get older, it's like as I get to a point to where it's just like, man, it's just so compared to like younger, it's good, man, compared to when you're adult, because oh man, this wow, it like what it's like, what kind of as an ex, it's unexplainable. But I mean, of course, I feel like I don't have to tell anything to y'all, but I know I'm not a perfect person. I don't want it to anybody to feel like I am, to lie, and to make it be like, of course, I'm a human being just like anybody else that has flaws, that has a history that they're not proud of, past as well, whatever you want to call it. But of course, I mean, not that this is, we can make it out as to whatever, but I mean, Hulk Hogan, of course, being that many of the wrestlers, if not the wrestler that has his importance and impact on professional wrestling alone, but probably the world too. But like I said, I'm not a perfect person, and for damn sure, Hulk Hogan wasn't a perfect person. You could take it however you want this, considering the tone that I'm going in, however you want this to be. That I'm not, of course, not sticking up for the dude or anything like that. But also, I will acknowledge that the fact that, of course, being that the individual and the kind of impact that he had, or not just the the world, but the world of professional wrestling. And like I said, I don't know about y'all, but like, of course, like I said, you have, like I said, and just like I'm pretty sure in your, like I said, 24 hours of our everyday life, but I don't wish any bit of harm on anybody. I don't, even my enemies. I like to a certain point to where I don't know. It's just not. I've also probably multiple times too. I've been told that. It's just not the person that I am, and I'm glad I'm not. And pretty, probably to a certain extent, but yeah, just overall, it's not the kind of person that I am. And it's like it's not just, I feel like, because this is bigger than Hulk Hogan and and his passing. And it's like, I feel like, I guess what I'm trying to say is just that, I mean, the world is pretty fucked up, and people, what gets me, people like to say how much of a good person, and I guess in this situation, of course, I mean, yeah, however it may be that the guy was racist. I mean, Hulk Hogan was, however he was, the guy was racist. But, like I said, the man, and I said, okay, like I said, I feel like shit shouldn't matter, because everybody has flaws, and nobody is a good person at all. Everybody is a racist. Like, and I feel like there's like there should, like, people, I said, like, back to Korea, I feel like everybody really does have, because, like I said, it's funny because people like, to make it, especially like very hard, and want to make it to believe how, especially when somebody tells you they're a good person, but you can obviously see, oh yeah, there's like, yeah, you can, obviously there's something wrong with them. But yeah, like I said, being the guy that of course the guy was racist and whatever, but still, I said, it's to jump, to have a dance, and as far as like, call it a celebration of another human being who had a family, who had a family, who had a life that they also had, that that was also a human being themselves, and to be in a, like, to humble, to take in after that type of behavior. The behavior that I saw, especially that has been among this, coming hours, and that has been among Hulk Hogan and his passing, and the fact that it's a celebration, and it's just definitely what I wanted to title this video to. It's just everything that's been wrong with humanity, and people, so I hear it all the time too. Of course, too, I probably even said it myself. I thought about it, wanted to say it more, but I mean, this is just our tail end. This is just, well, what we're living in, the end of days of what we are living in. I mean, I feel like every generation has said that up until a point to where they feel like the world is ending, because they witnessed something that's just inhumane, and that's pretty much what I've witnessed. And to feel like people, like, what I said, it's just what I said. You're like, you're nothing better than the person that you claim is evil. And make no mistake about it, Hulk Hogan, yeah, he's probably done a bit of wickedness in his life too. And like I said, the man, like, being as the man had prejudice, and whatever you want to, yeah, the man was racist. Like, everybody has been racist. There, there's definitely no doubt about that. As people continue, like I said, whatever, as people continue to practice wickedness or wherever, every single day, that I'll continue to see it. And but like, yeah, it's also another thing, like I said too, people, it's also another thing that, like I said, it's no better. People are no better than the individual Hulk Hogan. Then, of course, of course, the band, man, the individual behind the name Hulk Hogan, of course, that have obviously, and what we witnessed too. But to make it seem like, or feel, of course, just the Chris Benoit comparisons, and how he's burning in hell and everything, like, it just goes back to what I said, what I just mentioned. People want to be, of course, this person is, oh yeah, he's the bad person, and they do exactly what they claim or the so-called the person is capable, or the so-called evil that the person has done or is doing. But man, like I said, yeah, what I've been seeing in the in the midst of this, especially with everything, like of course to the passing to Vince McMahon, saying how he's next. These mouth breathers saying that Vince McMahon is next. From Vince McMahon's his tribute to Hulk Hogan and to Chelsea Green, and just the chaos, like how people, I said people like people. It's like to me too, because I really, as much as a chaotic, and how social media I just want gone, how much I want it gone. It's just like, yeah, like it has one many perks, because people think nobody's watching them, especially when they say this, or they won't be looked upon. They don't get their own personal judgment. Man, that's yeah, that's the funny thing about that, because regardless, of course, and like I said, like the individual, like I said, people are just as bad as these individuals, or that that has celebrated. I will say it like that. Let me say it like that. That these these insects that have celebrated Hulk Hogan's death, they are just as bad as the person that they claim to hate, and that's just how I like to put it. And not, of course, like I said, of course, just how I'm not, of course, because not any defense or anything. At the same time, like I said, I'm not gonna act inhumane and desecrate what over a man that had a family, that had loved ones that have loved him, and wherever I said, yeah, it's just like, because I'm pretty good going in circles, but yeah, it's just what I just said. As much as the people that they claim to hate, they're just as bad as the person that they deem evil or has done this and that. Definitely, for sure, that yeah, as much as they like to claim and like to say, when people when they have no idea what a sense of what they consider to be where Hulk Hogan is now. Yeah, let me just leave it at that. But yeah, people, yeah, it just goes to show you that like we witness here, and like what's been going on with in the midst of Hulk Hogan's passing. Don't even, because for damn sure that you're no better than the person, or that you claim to deem who is evil, and when in fact that you are absolutely much more worse than the person that you claim.